Devin. Welcome to the TIPA debriefing. 1. Explain one thing that you learned that we should use or do to make the accent better.
Okay, so for my workshops, what I think the accent could use more, I guess, is reading more outside sources. Like, one example we got was to read people's articles that we think are better than our writing, just to give us some more inspiration.
We should check our data better. I'm not sure if we've had any statistics wrong or something, but I learned how to research statistics better and get information from different sources. There's some free sites online.
To have more edgier topics like the Obama story that we had in our last issue. I mean, that was pretty good for a college campus kind of news story.
In one workshop I went to today, the person who gave the workshop said that the new writers, when they first bring in their stories, they sit down with an editor who goes through the story with them. And that way, it's an opportunity for the editor to coach the new writers on writing. That way they not only learn how to write better and build all the things they were enthusiastic about the story into the actual written word, but they also get a chance to understand more the style of the paper.
Alright, the photographers should work more closely with the writers to make sure that the photos complement the angle of the story.
I think, like, I went to the storytelling visual thing, and one thing that we need is like to use videos or still images with audio, because that, like, we can say more with that, and that's one thing I like, so I can totally do that. And it would make the accent better, because it's like what is new now and like what everyone's doing, and it's really important to, you know, update and catch up with what's going on right now.
I would say that we should definitely work on getting our feature writing in more. Devin wrote a really good feature story for the competition, and we can't use it because it has nothing to do with ACC students, but that kind of writing and that kind of...
Yeah, it does. He's a student.
Well, he's a student, but the homeless schizophrenic guy wasn't. But that kind of writing and from more people would be ideal.
Well, the thing that I've learned the most is that people seem to think that people don't read the accent. And that's kind of sad. So I think we should either prove that true or false, and either way find a way to make more people read it.
Yeah.
That way, you know, if our writers and our staff know and feel that people actually read their work, then
they'll work more.
I think,
and faster and better.
They'll work harder.
We're generally about resume making, and then we went to the job fair, so that doesn't really pertain to making the accent better unless we have our writers and editors fill out resumes and then are really harsh on them when we review them.
Basically, one thing I learned that I think we should use to make the accent better is tips for photographers for our newspaper, that when they're out on a photo shoot for a story, know what the story of the scene is first before they actually go into and just snapping random photos, but let the photos tell a story.
Get more involved with like multimedia, slideshows, video. I mean, we do some slideshows now, but they're very limited.
That's pretty much the first question. 2. Describe one concept or technique that was discussed that we already do well and should continue.
That question, Matt. Everything was pretty fantastic.
We're very good capturing images to tell a story, and I think we should keep doing that, but we should put more pictures on our paper, but I think we do a very good job on it.
We stay pretty much on top of current events.
Accent should continue staying in touch with the students and putting in articles that are relevant to them.
One thing we do good is we submit our pieces on time so that the editors have time to make them ready for publication.
We're getting a lot better with deadlines. We're getting a lot better with people coming in actually wanting to write real news. We're getting, I think, better at retaining staff issue to issue. I don't have to worry. I've got, you know, a good solid 10 people that I know every issue are going to email me, you know, Monday and Tuesday, and they're going to have something that they're going to work on. And I don't have to worry about that as much, which I really like. And I think Jan is probably pretty happy about the deadline thing too.
We should keep making a newspaper. We do that well. I am very proud of our newspaper. Really, I am. I'm always excited on, hit the stands day to see how it turned out. But that's kind of just so I can make sure that it looks pretty.
And as far as what I saw, I think that we already do a really good job of being on the scene and basically matching reporters with photographers. They talked a lot about how the rapport between reporters adding to what photographers do and photographers adding to what reporters do as far as suggestions and tips as they work together make a better pair than if they're kind of at odds. I think we usually have good teams of reporters and photographers.
We've had a lot more photography recently, like in the last year, but I really want to try to do photo stories, like, where they're talking about the wide shot, the medium shot, and the detail shot, where it actually tells the story, rather than just a group of photos.
Go, bust a flow.
People may get irritated at the breakfast time, but I like to sit back with a slice of lime. Make sure that my slice of life is great. Sometimes it's tight. The comfortness of the mind is what we gotta enhance every year like this. And I freestyle like existential existence with persistence with this bit at the tip of contest. What's next? Did I win anything? Probably not, but I'll still speak hip-hop. In the aftermath of the night when I break fast, sometimes, I gotta variate my breakfast when I sit back, mix and match and contemplate.
So, yeah, took a lot out of you, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah? That's fun. And any other thoughts or comments?
Go accent. Woo.
What?